13 flight controllers. Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We go fly.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Capcom.
We're go fly.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's entertainment.
Good Sunday evening, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Adam crew here. May have the Curious Man himself here in a little bit, possibly. So how you doing tonight, Adam?
Excellent. I like the intro.
I kind of thought you would. I've heard this somewhere before, and I'm not sure where. It's like party out, party on, Wayne type stuff, you know?
Yep.
I'm loving it. So you might want to turn that down a little bit. Like a kid in the candy store. So how's everyone doing out there tonight? I'm sorry, we're just a touch behind. Had to change plans just a touch there, unfortunately. Adam was going to help me out, and unfortunately, we didn't get to use the OBS like I was hoping. Had some audio issues with that, so I apologize for being just a touch behind. But I do appreciate you stopping in, Adam, and hopefully the Curious Man himself might pop in here. So, do anything special this weekend?
No. Caught up on yard work and stuff like that, which was finally, something well needed and deserved. But then,
yeah.
How about you?
We did a Christmas, or not Christmas, we did a Halloween party.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Christmas and Halloween, yeah. That's what that picture was from there. She wanted me to post it and stuff, so that's what it was from. And look at that.
Oh, I think he even did his beard for us.
We can even just roll it again, right? It's shiny. What's up, dog?
My favorite dog.
It's rock on.
Better than the old one.
Yeah.
And Adam's even wearing a shirt.
I know. I see that. That's why I got their hat on.
Nice. I didn't even notice. I never notice what people wear.
I got to pull it down so low that it gets seen. It's kind of like, but it eats in my forehead. So
You could be on fire and I might not notice.
that ain't good.
No.
Did you end up working this weekend, either one of you?
No, I'm on call in another week. I got a week to go before I'm back on the hot seat. However, the guy that's on call this week is a farmer, and he wants me to cover him so he can do harvest. And so I may run calls from, like, say, getting off time till maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then he'll take over after that. So I might be running 2 weeks in a row, kind of.
I had one overtime call come in, but it was for a walk-in freezer at a Taco Bell or something, and my dispatcher turned it down because they would only give us a $300 NTE. I'm like, is that like you're getting me by the time I get there in overtime, I got an hour to diagnose it? What am I supposed to do with that?
Correct. We do some Taco Bell stuff, and yeah, luckily we're doing directly with the people, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
But they're like being really tight on the hours. They're letting their main maintenance guy, they're not letting him do 40 hours a week. And I think he lives up in Michigan. And it's kind of interesting. And he's not able to cover all the stores. And they got like 13 stores or something like that. So most of these stores, I went to the one and the belt was loose on the rooftop unit. The belt broke loose on their exhaust, which is why I was there. And I'm like, they have no makeup unit. The freaking motor's missing out of that. The other exhaust fan had a motor missing on it. And I'm like, I got to open up this makeup air unit on the rooftop unit to get something coming in. I mean, I couldn't even pull the dampers. It was a Lennox L series. I'm sitting there pulling on it to try to see what kind of negative we're pulling on the building. And it was like, holy crap, I can't even get the door open. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, they got just one maintenance guy that just travels around, I assume?
Yeah, he's got one. He's pretty cool. They brought on these other stores. These are the stores I used to take care of with the other company I was with, and they purchased basically these stores from the group that was they were several owners previously, and this group that he works for kind of had their own plus these ones they acquired. So they've got quite a few of them, and they have only been giving us the ones that are within probably 30 to 40 miles of our area. So it's worked out okay, but they're not.
They haven't been maintained at all.
No, and the other companies have been taking advantage of them. So there's a lot of things that have been missed. The ice machines have been really neglected. So there's been some nasty stuff here and there that hadn't been fixed and stuff. On the porcelain throne doing the evac. Sweetness.
I did a. There you go.
Perfect.
We got all kinds of new ones.
Like
We've been busy.
with her buttons.
Yeah, she's getting crazy with the buttons.
I like buttons.
So I did a few years ago. A Chinese restaurant called me. I was like the factory tech kind of. Well, I mean, Bach water heaters. They would call me to do their startups on their high-end modulating units with like a combustion test, gas pressure, all that, and then also like their warranty issues. Well, the restaurant hired like a handyman to install this Bach water heater, and right from the get-go, it wouldn't light, it wouldn't fire. So they called me out there. I go into the back door and I look at the screen door, and it's completely covered with like cottonwood and just lint and everything, like a filter. I'm like, I open the door and you could just feel the freaking air change, the difference in pressure. And there's no makeup air unit. I can't remember how many, cooktops they had and gas appliances in the kitchen and that. And I told them, like, this is not going to work. You can't do this. You have to have makeup air. No. The other one was fine. I'm like, why'd you change the other one? Wouldn't light. Yeah. But
I like this comment.
You're killing me trying to type to the people, though.
Oh, sorry. He's got to type to his people.
How would I just screw typing it? Like we did last week. If you guys would say hi and where you're from out there so we kind of know where we're at and see who was out there the furthest out there. That's what I was going to try to type, but somebody kept playing with the mouse because, see, we got two mouses tied into one splitter there, so we're both trying to make the mouse go this way, that way, every way. But yeah.
You got to keep it simple, bud.
I know.
He doesn't push the right buttons on the mouse either.
Don't you have like a laptop you could just pop open your laptop and
I've got two laptops. I got one right here,
And my iPad, too.
and the iPad there. We're like all connected up. So
all that, and you guys are still fighting over the mouse?
pretty much.
Damn straight.
I mean, we couldn't even get the audio to work a minute ago because we were finally going to try. We've been messing around since like 5:30 with OBS Studio or whatever. And she's got it all figured out. She's got all the window captures and everything going to go, whether we got 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. Has all that figured out. We had the audio levels set right. We got a few issues with it coming back through. And
Just got to fix that echo.
now there is no echo. So it's a gecko, not an echo. But yeah, it's finally we just, at the last minute, Adam was going to tell me how to do it. And it was like, then I couldn't hear him. But she says she didn't do nothing. But the computer got muted because we were getting this weird hollow sound earlier. So one program required the computer to be muted, and the other one didn't. So, say at least we got like in a flip out mode and basically had to restart.
He was flipping out.
We were late as usual. It's horrible.
Rick doesn't strike me as the kind of guy
No.
that's uppity about nothing.
No, I'm so laid back. Yeah,
Cool, calm, relaxed.
Sure.
right. Yeah.
I bet he tips over a table once a week.
Try once a day.
Nah.
Yeah.
That guy. Do you guys remember that skit from Saturday Night Live where it was like a family sitting around a table, and there was always something that like threw the dad off, that triggered the dad. Somebody would be like, "Can you please pass the mashed
Oh,
potato?"
yeah.
He
Will
like
Ferrell.
flipped the table up. He's like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, was that Will Ferrell? Who was that? I feel like it was Will Ferrell.
That sounds good. I kind of have to go watch that. That sounds cool. That sounds like real life for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, different people
I'm the same
talking.
way.
Why does it seem like my mic is really soft and quiet? I'm talking.
Well, they're louder than we are too. So, I mean,
You sound
It's-
to me, but
okay.
sound good. Well, I think it's mainly either that. I ain't sure.
Ooh.
I mean, you can crank up your
Like,
earphones
I
here.
know, but that makes everybody else loud, and I don't want everybody else loud.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The guys in the chat are prompting me to hit buttons.
Just smack them all. I mean, that's what we were going to do earlier. I mean, it's kind of like,
Do you have a button that just makes that button clicking noise?
I just hit
Yeah.
all of them. We just added that one.
That's
Pretty
my-
nice.
And here's the other one I added.
Super genius!
Oh, and this one.
That's not bad.
This is going to be our new entry song.
You
Yeah,
put
I
that
like
one.
that.
I like
You
it.
put that in the wrong spot, dude.
Whatever.
Is that going to be your intro for the live shows or everything?
Yeah, for the live thing. I think I'm going to keep what I have for the videos the same because I don't know. It's known now, so like
Yeah,
whatever.
Brian Orr's podcast, HVAC School. There, I think his podcast would be more successful if you let that music play on a little bit before he started talking.
I found his as I was searching around for other songs, and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm like, that's Brian's right there. I know that song. So
that was like I found Chris's on YouTube. I'm like, hey, I know what you did. And then he made another video. What was it? No, the end of his live stream, he started using a different song.
The 80s thing.
Yeah,
He's like, this is I just found this. I'm happy about this. I'm like, yeah, you stole that from Greaves. No, I didn't. And I just so happened to watch that video that day. So I like threw out, I'm like, yeah, video number 47, blah blah. He's like, son of a bitch.
Will this play if I do this? Yeah, I will. Can you hear that?
No.
yeah.
You can't hear that?
Just it's right in here, Rick.
I don't have that one in there unless you added it.
You got that one?
No, that's his original one.
Oh.
But this other thing, it sounds like
Well, here, you got an empty spot. Put it right there.
okay, we'll take care of that. How's that?
Right there.
Hold on, Bob. I'll get it. Just start talking then. How's that?
I don't have anything to talk about. Oh, yeah, I do. Could you guys tell what my costume was last night?
Bumblebee? Tuna?
No.
Tuna?
No tuna fish here.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, is that what that thumbnail was?
It had like something yellow on with like something, right?
Hold on. I'll figure it out here. Don't give it away yet. Let me have
It's
a
from
shot.
it's from the 80s. It's the same era because since we're all the same age except for old man Rick over here.
All I can see is like wings on your head.
It tied in with another superhero.
Flash Gordon.
From the 80s.
Wonder Woman?
Nope.
That
It
seems too obvious.
Was
She-Ra?
she? There you go.
You got it.
Yep.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, I remember that. Those wings on a crown right there.
Yeah. I that one didn't really take off as much. She kind of like rode the coattails of He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his twin sister.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
I watched He-Man and I really enjoyed Thundercats. I don't know if you guys watched Thundercats.
Thundercats were kick-ass. Now, here we go. Screw it. But what the hell?
Did you know that they have a remake of He-Man?
But
Remade it.
Hold on. I gotta mute my audio.
I'm just turning back down.
Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
If that's that, how about that?
I got 77%, and the other song will be ready to go.
There we go.
Trouble.
Damn, it is bright there.
Right there.
I need to up his level because that thing, for some,
That song?
yeah.
We're uploading
It'll
that
be done
now.
here in 10, 9,
We're putting it on the
8,
podcaster.
7, 6.
Just came in just so you didn't have to do it.
Exactly.
I literally just sat down on my computer and I heard you talking about that, and I was like, oh,
There we go. There, I got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the song that I stole from Grieve.
Yeah.
That your room seems so much more pleasant with the drapes open, Chris.
Yeah.
Like
They
I know.
it's like it's a nice day, you know.
Yeah, it is a nice day outside. It's all fall. I wish I could turn my camera and show you the fall.
It's only 98 degrees outside.
Yeah, no kidding.
Birds are singing.
Probably about
We
84 today. So
It got up to 70 here.
That's what I was going to say. We're 70, maybe 69. I think tomorrow's supposed to be maybe 71, and then it goes to 50-something next week.
It's a ripe 64 degrees right now.
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, they're calling for. My wife said though it's supposed to hit 100 again, like this week or something.
Ugh.
But it's this fall weather where we have like cool morning. It's nothing but headmaster problems on refrigeration.
100
'cause we
degrees
have
in the
cool
fall.
mornings and then hot afternoons, and yeah,
I can't even imagine that. That's nuts, man.
they're calling for a La Nina year, which means that we're going to have unseasonably dry weather. So basically, our winter is going to be drought. We're just going to be in a drought again, and
That's
Probably on fire again.
yeah,
Does it even rain there?
about once every 12 years, and then we have like an unseasonably wet year, and then everything floods, and then we have 10 years of drought.
It's not wet, it's moist.
No, it's
Start
wet.
stocking up on chapstick now.
yeah. I don't know. All these places that people are like, yeah, it's so nice. It's California. Yeah, it's so nice and warm. It's Louisiana. Yeah, it's like hurricanes. No, fires. No.
No,
Snakes.
earthquakes.
In the Midwest,
Yeah.
I don't really get it.
Earthquakes don't even like. I mean,
That's the least of your worries, isn't
It is absolutely the least of my worries. The last time, I mean, knock on wood, the last time we had a horribly bad earthquake was like 1994. 94,
What was
I
that?
think, or something like that.
We have earthquakes every now and again.
Yeah,
Very
that's
rarely.
the last time we had a bad earthquake. It's funny too, because we recently had an earthquake and apparently it made the news because I probably got like 6 messages on Facebook and like through emails like, hey, Chris, I heard there was an earthquake. Hope you're okay. And it's funny. I had to look at my wife and I go, did we have an earthquake? And she goes, yeah. She goes, you woke up and like popped your head up and then laid back down and went back to sleep. And I go, yeah, it sounds about what I would do. Like just, okay. You just kind of wake up and you count to like 3 and you're like, okay, it's stopping. Go back to bed. You know?
Yeah, we're good.
I would be
We're
waiting
good.
for like a sinkhole to like swallow your house and you'd be just gone forever.
Well,
That
if we
was
had, like,
Florida.
if we had a lot of water underneath us, yeah. But it's all dry.
That's true. Yeah, you gotta have water underneath it to actually create said sinkhole.
Although I've been watching this YouTube channel. I go on these weird YouTube tangents where this guy had a little bit of money. And so him and a buddy of his bought an abandoned ghost town in California, like in the Mojave Desert.
Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
I've been watching him. That one's really interesting. Did you watch the one where he spent the night?
No, not yet. I got to like the first episode, I think, so far. I just got through that.
Yeah.
Where they just got to the town and sort of moved in, seen that there was a ghost in the bunkhouse or something.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You guys could check it out. Just look up Cerro Gordo, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but really interesting though, man. It must be nice to have FU money to buy a ghost town. I think he paid like $1 million for it or something.
Well, he said he sunk all of his life savings in, and like a bunch of his friends sunk all their life savings into it too. And I was thinking, well, that's cool and all to have a ghost town, but like, what are you gonna do to make that money back? Like, you can't. You gonna develop it? Maybe, I don't know.
His idea is, and it's not logical. He's like, yeah, he goes, I really want to like be able to give tours of the mines. And then you see him go down to the mines. You're like, you can't take people down there. Like,
No,
that's so dangerous.
A liability alone. Like, you're never gonna make your money back out of that. Like, it's a romantic idea. Like, don't get me wrong. I want my own ghost town to go there too, but logistically, it's a nightmare. Like, you're just sinking money into that, man. That's whoever he sold that to, or whoever bought that, or excuse me, whoever he bought that from is the real winner in that.
Yeah.
Ryan's a little confused whose channel it is.
What is it? Hold on, I'll look it up right now. It's called Cerro Gordo.
We took over the channel.
Yeah, he's only got like 300 some subs last time I was on there too.
Oh no, he's got plenty now. It's called
Who's
Ghost
that?
Town Living. He has 347,000.
Well, by all rights, though, if he gets really popular on YouTube, we can make his money back. Right?
Say what?
YouTube money.
Yeah, he's getting some YouTube money for sure. And I'm sure if I look, he's probably got a Patreon too. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to play that. I was trying to look.
Yeah,
at
because his views on that video were up in the millions.
Yeah.
Wonder what that's like.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you the revenue.
HVAC quality. He knows.
Here's a really good question.
What's that?
Have you come up on a service call when there's utility power issues at me, you, and them?
I have many times.
Yeah, my one buddy, I was actually over there checking out his air conditioner, and I'm like, dude, is anything else screwed up in the house? He goes, no. I said, you've got like 270 some volts coming in here. It's like 137 volts per leg.
Pugsley woke up. Sorry.
Say the least, they end up having to come out and change the transformer.
Wow.
And his compressor was like screwed for no good reason. And then he's like, well, my microwave wasn't working quite right. And then the power company, even when they were there, the lineman actually had his fluke meter and he took a picture of the guy over his shoulder and it showed 267 or 270 some volts. Even with that proof, they're like, well, we're not responsible for that. So they didn't pay crap. So his insurance had to do it.
I have come up on many times where I've gone out and you measure the voltage and it's 194 volt. No, 185. I think I've measured was the lowest I measured on a 208 volt service. And I'll tell the customer to call the utility. It's usually in the summertime. And what the utility will do is the utility will wait and they will literally send a service technician out at midnight when there's no demand. When there's no demand, and he'll measure and be like, yeah, the voltage is fine, because they know there's an issue and they just deal with it.
But don't you guys have a hard time providing power out there?
Yes and no, because they keep shutting down the power plants. So like we had a nuclear power plant that's been phased out and completely it's being torn apart right now. So yeah, and they're pushing on the coal-fired plants right now, trying to eliminate those. And supposedly, just our government here.
Wonder
is
what
pretty
they
funny.
do with when you phase out a nuclear plant. Don't you have to like pretty much like keep that thing?
Yeah, no, they're just gonna go bury it out in the desert.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
that's what
why
they're doing.
everything in California causes cancer. Let's bury it.
Gee, yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, they just bury it out in the desert and
Man.
don't worry about what other people have to live with. You know,
Don't look over there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way. But yeah, I've had lots of issues where I have low voltage. This summer, I had one that was kind of low, but it wasn't low enough to call. I think it was 195, 194 was, but still. For conventional equipment, they don't want you to go past 186, I think, or 187, I think, is for the lowest. But what happens is when you have all this computer controlled and circuit boards and different things like that, the threshold is moved up. So it's now like plus or minus 10%. So anything below like 195, you start to run into problems with circuit boards and VFDs and all that fancy stuff.
I've had low gas pressure at a house on a, we installed a new furnace, and then a couple weeks later they call back. They say it's not running right. So I went out, checked the gas pressure because it would fire and then it would fall out. And the inlet gas pressure was like just less than 4 inches. And I told him, you got to call the gas company.
Have you ever had in the wintertime when it's really, really cold where you have no gas pressure or it's there and it goes whoosh, and it just drops right off?
Like where the regulator freezes?
Yep.
Ew.
I was going to say, you'd probably be one of the few that might know that scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Get water in the gas line and stuff like that because you're cold just like us.
You could tell right away.
Yeah. That was a trick I learned.
That YouTube, I didn't mean to cut you off, right? That YouTube channel, Social Blade says he makes up to 16 grand a month from YouTube.
So he's all right with his ghost town. He could sit and play with his ghost.
Yeah. He's fine.
Wow, you could take that a lot of different ways at him.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what he's going to do when he starts running out of content,
Yeah.
Make stuff up.
Well, the other day, he
10 ghost adventures.
His video the other day was, I'm going to go down in the mine. I'm having some friends lower me down and I'm going to sleep there. And then it's silly too. Like the stuff he takes with him, he's going to sleep down in the mine for 12 hours and he goes down 190 feet or something. And he's sleeping down in the mine and he takes like 3 bottles of whiskey, a Coors Light, 4 beers, 4 other beers, a cot, all this stuff. And it's like, dude, what the hell are you going to do for 12 hours? Whiskey? Like,
I would bring down a canary,
Yeah. I apparently they don't have the problems down there with carbon monoxide or anything like that.
Do they have oxygen monitors and stuff on when they go down there? Really?
No.
Close, confined spaces. Wow.
Yeah. But it's crazy too, because like this is like a legit silver mine. So I want to say the video that I watched the other day, I think he said the lowest level 700 or 800 feet down. And there's one central elevator that takes you, that has to be, it's a hand operated hoist. So they have to lower him down and then they lowered him down and he stayed down there for 12 hours, just like exploring and looking at stuff. It's really interesting though, when you get caught in that YouTube loop and you start watching the mining videos, there's like this whole group of people that go down into mines and all they do is look for Levi's.
Apparently, I've seen those where they find like 150-year-old Levi's
that are worth
so
hundreds of
much
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Insane amounts of money.
Jeans?
No. Weren't Levites in the Bible? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Levites?
Levites? No.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I think I mean
Like,
Levi's.
they find
Okay.
like old school. So this dude, whenever he's going down, he's always talking about like, oh man, I think that's a pair of Levi's. And he finds like a half torn pair of Levi's. And
Which you can still sell.
yep. Yeah, Levi Strauss buys them up, I guess, because I guess apparently Levi Strauss, I think I watched another video and they were saying that there was a fire a long time ago and it destroyed a lot of their archives and stuff. So they've just been trying to buy everything up for their archive reasons. So
Didn't know they were around that long.
yeah, I go through these weird ass YouTube things where I'm watching towing videos, like a guy that does off-road towing, and I watch this mine thing.
Speaking of,
Like repo?
No, not repo, but there was a repo. I used to be on a repo kick too. A guy that used to be called Repo Net, but he went off the rails and started doing drugs, so I stopped watching. But like most other tow truck drivers, right? But no, there's a guy called Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and it's in Utah. and he goes to like the national parks right there, and he has a 4x4 Jeep that's all tricked out, and he goes and pulls people out. That's all he does. And I just watch his videos all the time.
So he just hooks on them and drags them out.
Yeah, but he has all these fancy ropes and all this stuff. He does some pretty cool picks sometimes, and has friends come and help him when they got to like set up pulley systems because someone's like leaning over the edge of a cliff and they got to pull it up without people flipping over, and it's pretty cool.
I have to check that out.
It's actually one of the most popular channels on YouTube right now. Matt's Off-Road Recovery. He's got a ridiculous amount of subscribers, and there was like, I'm not joking, like 3 months ago, him and I had more subscribers than him, and now he's creeping up to 1 million. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, his thing is blowing up right now.
There it is. Hey, look at that. We're live.
Oh my.
Yesterday I was watching Big Clive.
It's only
Yeah.
got 421,000.
Is it 421?
Yeah.
Quiet.
I thought it was more.
Adam's
195
telling us
videos.
a
You got more
story.
videos than him. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
This is a goofy story, kind of. They were talking about, somebody brought up like, hey, Clive, you have a good voice for ASMR. So I was like, what's ASMR?
Yeah.
So I started Googling ASMR, and like YouTube videos popped up, and I watched like parts of ASMR videos, and it's like, wow, that's some creepy stuff, man.
You feel like you're doing something wrong when you're
Yeah, you're
like
somebody wants press pause.
So I did the same thing. Now, what did you find, just to make sure? Good.
There's like, there's like people like whispering, like,
Okay. Yeah.
So were there like lots of pineapple videos
That's what I found.
on the
too.
ASMR?
I don't understand.
I know, like you'll find girls that'll be tapping their nails like on the keyboard and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Weird stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't understand. What does ASMR even stand for?
Chris Volt says people licking microphones.
Hold on. I'll ask Google.
I think that's a real thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
started an ASMR channel. I think if you're a girl and you're halfway good looking, all you need to do is like, whisper into the mic.
Okay, it is actually called autonomous sensory meridian response.
It's weird noises in the microphone. That should be what it is.
They say
Yeah.
you can't distinguish by audio as far as a whisper. That supposedly you can't like use a computer to figure out what they are. So if you just whisper, you could use that as hide your voice if you're doing something illegal.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is or want to find out, but
So on sleep.org, they have a thing that says it's still a relatively new creation, and it describes a feeling of euphoric tingling and relaxation that can come over someone when he or she watches certain videos or hears certain sounds.
Sounds like a perv's description of they get off from it.
yeah.
It's a silent pineapple party.
Maybe we should try all whispering to each other next Friday on the show.
Just have a whisper show.
Yeah, to stimulate everyone's ASMR on.
People don't like my music. I'm wondering that I've only had like 5 complaints. I had 5 thumbs, as I call it, that they didn't like my music. So I don't know if they just don't like the music I'm picking, or if they just don't like music in general. Because like I didn't talk at all during the video that I released yesterday, and I'm thinking, what do you want to hear? Just the motor going?
Apparently.
I've gotten feedback like a long time ago. I put music in my videos, and I got a bunch of bad feedback from putting music in my videos.
I mean, I'm making sure that I'm keeping the levels low. And when I talk, I'm like bringing myself way higher. You can easily make out who I am and all that. But I'm like, if you really want it to be boring, if the majority rules, I don't give a crap. I mean, as long as they watch it, I don't care. So, that makes it easier on me. But I hate to judge that off of just 5 or 6 people.
I had the same issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I had a few videos of cutting compressors open, I would put music in there.
But yet Joe did it on his because he didn't say nothing in his video, and I thought it was really good. I liked it. Rick needs what?
Oh, I put someone in one of my comments had said something about my hoist that I used in my video because I used a rope hoist. And apparently there's a company, Warren Winch. Warren Winch apparently makes a drill operated winch. So you put your 18-volt drill up to it. Can
I've
lift
seen
600
something like
pounds.
that before.
They do one with a chainsaw also.
But won't that like burn out if you have a brushes?
Depends
in
on
it?
how they got it geared.
That's true.
And my question is, like, what happens when the battery dies and you're halfway up? You're like, oh, hold on a second, be right back. Gotta switch batteries.
Yeah,
Good
who
point.
knows?
Does
Well,
it
that's-
like It has.
Apparently, Warren makes a battery operated winch too, 24-volt battery operated winch. I don't know how much it weighs, but
Why don't you get a hamster operated one? Use hamster power.
sure, I'll get right on
Go,
it. I
go,
use a winch
hamster.
so much that I will never. I won't buy one because it's like I'm probably never gonna do a lift like that again. So, and that whole job, like, I got a lot of good feedback. People saying, "Hey, you know what? Here's a gantry system you can buy. That's, you know, you can take it apart and put it back together, and that's great." But I already sold half of my gantry because I sold all that Unistrut. So it's like I really didn't, you know, I charged the customer a rental fee, and then I've already used most of the Unistrut for another job. So.
I was contacted a couple days ago by a homeowner that was putting in his own DIY mini split. Wanted to rent or buy mine off of me because he's mounting his freaking mini split literally up on the second floor of the side of the house.
Yeah,
and I said, why? Yeah, exactly. I was like, no. But I said, here's some ideas. I said, you just go buy the thing and just strap it to a 2x6 or 2x12 and just put it between two ladders. They took that and instead just basically walked up two ladders together and didn't get the winch thing and just took it up there and ratchet strapped it on and sent me pictures of it. I didn't have a chance to upload them on the computer, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. I'm here to help.
Here's another good question. What's the most common problem on gas heaters? Package units? Ooh.
Spiders.
I remember my first spider. That was crazy stuff. Flame sensor.
Spiders.
Just package units that are on the ground.
We see them on the roof. I mean, I don't see it that often because we don't do a lot of gas heating, but I've had a few where it's like, wait a minute, you know, like, okay, you know, okay, do I not have gas here? No, that's not the issue. You know, what's going on here, you know, and then just pull the nozzles out, clean them.
Yeah, that's exactly where I find them too.
Yep, right in the nozzle.
I think like by us for package units, you see a lot of
can't tell what that is.
Yeah,
to focus.
Real classy there, babe.
Yeah, whatever.
Real classy.
Screw you. I'll put it on the freaking computer then. Whatever.
I would say too.
Jeez.
A lot of the wheels for the inducers get rotted out and all rusted and crap. The burnt get rusted. You know, the flame sensor, all that.
Just, you know, to be fair, I think the most, you know, I said that because that's a unique problem and that's an interesting one that you kind of never forget. But to be honest with you, majority of the time, especially here in California, it's heat exchangers, cracked heat exchangers, because our furnaces typically are oversized. They short cycle, they never cool down enough, and they tend to have cracks in the heat exchangers, and or not really cracks. They tend to blow out the heat exchanger. So that's probably the number one thing is bad heat exchangers.
I feel like a lot of the package units, like the heating BTU versus the cooling BTU, they're like disproportional.
Well, even the residential. Think about here in California, you need a, you know, we don't have a huge demand for heating, so you need a 4-ton system. So you get a furnace that can move 4 tons of air. So that's an 80,000 BTU furnace, and it's like I don't need 80,000 BTUs in my house. So you know that's a problem too on the residential side. But I definitely see it in the commercial side too. A lot of times I've come across restaurants that have been open for 25 years and never had second stage heat hooked up. The gas valve literally isn't hooked up and there's no need for it because we don't have a demand.
Can we share a screen?
Yeah, hold on there, Chuck. Stop. Let me fix
Well, that's just one. I got other ones.
Give him a table to flip over.
We got several.
My wife got mad at me today because I smashed a printer.
What?
Felt really good. The stupid label printer for my packages, it wasn't working, and I was just so pissed that I just Hulk smashed it with my hand, and she got mad and walked out of the room. And then I said, "Did I make you mad when I did that?" And she goes, "You hurt my ears." And I was all, "Really? Like hurting your ears seemed like the last thing. I thought you'd be pissed with me because I busted something with my knuckles."
Is that like a stamps.com printer?
No, it's a really expensive freaking
There, can you see that one a little bit better?
Dymo label printer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I.
Is that what you have? Well, I've had it for a long time, and it started messing up on me a couple weeks ago, and I bought another one. So that's the main reason why I smashed it, because I had another one to plug in. And I was just pissed. So I smashed my hand down on it and then plugged in the new one.
So unshare that so I can go to the next one. You never know what might be hiding in the mail.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on.
You ain't doing so good. You just there you go. Give me back my mouse.
You took my mouse.
I need the mouse.
Wait, that's not even that high.
I don't know. Here,
The first one?
share this one. Share this
You
one.
can see the ground. Those are 8-foot ladders.
I don't know.
Did they put that up to get to the top?
Here,
of
go
a
to the
flower?
next one there, bud.
No, you can see the stand. The stand is only at the middle of the
Just
the
add
man
that right
door,
here.
What
or
do you
right at the top of the man door. So
I don't
Can
even
you just add that down there?
Yeah, they could have
There.
just.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not that high at all.
that's a door.
Yeah, look at the door. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's still high, but he didn't need a hoist for that.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. I thought this was like maybe the second floor. Maybe that's a third story on top. I didn't look
No,
real
because
super
in the
close.
picture that I'm looking at, yours for some reason is kind of zoomed out. I can see the ground.
Yeah.
I wonder
And
where
that's
that's a Mr. Cool, eh?
Yeah, Mr. Cool. That's exactly what it is.
Label.
My
Where-
dad has one of those at his house.
I wonder how far the line set run is.
he said it was on the second floor, so that's another reason why he put it up there. And I forget what the other, because I asked him, I said, "Why are you putting it up there?" Let me see if I can go.
Yeah, you see the ground in the picture you just passed. Go back.
Yeah, they could have. One person could have lifted it up with their hands. Like,
Well, I think they was afraid of losing it.
no, I get that, and you know,
Dude, that thing is small. That's a tiny little guy.
It's just a baby.
I'd say the bottom of that thing's 7 foot at the most. I think.
Was this job set up by OSHA?
It's not 7 foot. Look at the height of the door. The door is 7 foot. It's
Yeah, it's 5 foot off the ground.
Yeah, maybe. Well, because those are 8-foot ladders, so I'd say 5-6 foot right there.
Well, here's the words of wisdom, though. He goes, in addition to being able to use a 25-foot line set, but he said probably should have hired an HVAC company, but live and learn. So at least he's learning.
My thing. So my dad, he was buying a house, and he asked me to go out there and just kind of do a home inspection with him while the home inspector was there too. So I was just walking through the
You can
house.
kill it.
And what'd you say?
I told her she can kill that.
Oh, but so as we were walking through the house, it was like by the beach. The first thing I see is Mr. Cool mini splits, and I go, "Well, that's like a DIY mini split that he put in." I said, "I could care less. I mean, you could probably just replace it, whatever."
Down at the bottom.
And he's like, he goes, "Really?" Because my dad doesn't know anything about social media or anything. He's like, "Really? It's a DIY?" And I go, "Yeah." And as we're walking around, they have like a shed, and you open it up, and there's a vacuum pump right there. And I go, "Yeah, this thing hasn't even done, you know." And then of course we turned it all to full cool and all to full heat. And when we turned them all to full cool, they started leaking water everywhere. And I was like, you need to at least tell them to figure that crap out, you know. I mean, that or we're gonna have to go redo all this stuff. But my concern was the line sets. They ran line sets everywhere, and it's like, dude, there's got to be kinked crap everywhere because they just bent them, you know. So
Without the known charge, a capillary tube system. So
you weigh in the charge. If you don't know the charge, you're kind of hosed. It really depends. Are we talking a refrigeration system or an air conditioner? If you're talking a refrigeration system,
If
it's
you're
kind
lucky,
of confusing because I said this recently that on a cap tube system, the downside to using superheat or subcooling your normal vitals is the capillary tubes are usually welded to the suction line as a subcooler, so that messes with everything. And then also they usually have a hot gas condensate loop, which messes with everything too. So that's why they always say it's so important to weigh in the charge. You
and if
know,
you're lucky, recover it. But even though you might not know if there's a little leak in there or
yeah.
if somebody messed with that charge before.
I would say, how often do you guys see like you walking up to a system like that's charged that you have never been to before that's charged 100% perfect?
I mean, you know, stuff always gets messed up, I'm sure.
If it's working, I mean, I don't want to charge changing crap because by the time I think it ain't right, yeah.
Yeah. On a cap tube system, though, to be honest with you, most of them you're going to know right quick if it's not charged right, because a lot of the old systems, again, I'm assuming this is a refrigeration system. On most of them, they have coil sensing temperature controllers. And on a coil sensing temp control, the sensing element is embedded in the coil. They're like hyper critically sensitive to low charge. So you'll know right away if you have a charge issue usually.
Talking about a fancy one with a digital controller?
No, not digital, just the mechanical, like constant cut in ones that are shoved in the coil.
Yeah, because I mean, that was my first issue. Because, you know, from coming from the air conditioning world, usually you would figure if it's low on charge, it wouldn't get cold enough to freeze up or whatever. And that's when I found out about how the constant cut-in works. That was one of my hard learning experiences. I got into a debate over it, and then I got educated. So, yeah.
Constant cut-in, a lot of people don't understand that essentially it's more than people think that the manufacturers are just being cheap, but it's actually cheap insurance, really, because they don't need a defrost clock. I mean, constant cut in always turns on at 39, 40 degrees, depending on which kind of control they have. So you're guaranteed that there won't be ice on that coil.
Correct.
You're guaranteed because there's some weird situations where they're full of ice, but get rid of the MO99. I don't even have to read it. Just get rid of MO99.
Yeah, I've never had good luck with that. I've never used it in a cooler before. I've used it in 22 and I hated it.
Reach in keg cooler held 10 ounces of R22, normal suction, high head, clean condenser. Unit had 80 psi low, 0 psi before you arrive. Cause of high head. Okay, so why did they switch the system over to MO99? Why did it change from R22? More than likely, there was a problem. There was a leak. There was a restricted cap tube. There was something funky, and someone didn't solve that problem. They changed the compressor, put MO99 in it, and it's never worked right since. It's almost not fair to blame it on the MO99, to be honest with you, majority of the time. But R22, if you're running no back on an R22 system, you've got some issues.
Didn't it say no head though?
It said unit had 80 psi low side and 0 high side before you arrived. Oh, wait, what?
How do you have this 80-pound suction and no head?
Right.
Yeah, something ain't right there. But it says cause of high head. I don't know. There's something not right there. But MO99, again, to be fair, I talk crap about it, but it's because most people don't know how to use it. Okay. If you read the literature for any of the replacement refrigerants, they all say that they work best with polyester oil. People try to use MO99 without changing the oil, and sometimes you can get away with it, but you're better off just putting R22 back in there. R22 is cheaper than almost any of these replacement refrigerants right now.
So 422D is what we use, and I don't change the oil. I mean, it works. I mean, I have to overcharge it almost always. My subcooling's super freaking high.
Joe Shearer had a good point. I've run into this before. Your hose.
That's what I'm thinking. Yep.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Damn, that's so.
Possible.
Pull your compressor out of your hose a little bit. Pull it out. Skosh.
But okay, so let's just say that your suction pressure's at 80 psi. So
it's really high. It's overcharged.
At 80 psi, you're either overcharged or you got a bad valve in your compressor.
Well, somebody could have kept dumping charge in, right? I mean, maybe I don't want to say this guy did it, but maybe he did do it. Maybe he was like, "Why do I have 0 head pressure? I'm going to keep."
That's an interesting thing, and I'm not talking crap on anybody, but on my side of things, and the same for all 4 of us sitting here right now, all 5 of us, is that we're fed information, and again, no offense to anybody, but we're fed information, and it's like, wait, what? Like, we don't know all the details. Immediately when I see no head pressure, I'm already like, okay, something's wrong. What did I do wrong? I'm looking for this. It's hard sometimes to diagnose. So why did your high side climb? Well, see, now that doesn't make any sense because you said you had 0.
Wasn't going in, maybe.
That's a different guy that said that.
He's talking about when you say suction. I mean, you're talking about 80 psi suction and 0 head pressure, right? So what is your head pressure climbing to? It's climbing above 0.
I guess above 0 is pretty high.
Two different.
Something's funky here.
Two different people though too.
I had that one time where my hose wasn't depressing that Schrader core. Such an obvious thing, but it took way too long for me to figure that out.
What about when I know you've dealt with this, Adam, when we first figured out how to use the Appion micron gauge, and you start seeing that shaky.
Oh yeah,
and you find out it's the core depressor not being depressed,
and it's like jumping or whatever.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, John Israel told me he's like, I bet it's your Schrader. Pull your Schrader out. So I just pulled it out, threw it out, just left it out of the core tool. And then it was funny. Like a year later, Jim Bergman came out with a video. He's like, if you see this jumping down, it's the Schrader core, like opening and closing. I'm like, I wish you would have made this video a long time earlier. I'm like, MF the freaking micron gauge over here.
That sounds like one of those lawsuit commercials you guys could come on the air. Have you ever had this happen? Have you lost your Schrader core? Like, we could come up with a lot of fun things on that. We should make our own commercial.
We should become lawyers and then sue them.
True. Somebody should go make a channel just about all like the little nuances of tools that people don't realize on a day-to-day basis.
Like stuff you've been doing wrong your whole life.
Yeah.
Crimpers.
I have so many ideas about other things I want to do, and I just don't have the time. So I have I have a whole nother YouTube channel that I posted one video on, and it's like I had all these intentions of doing these tool reviews and all this stuff, and it's like I can't even keep up with what he's got going.
All you need is one video per year for the tax deduction, right?
Is
You
that what-
should have your wife do.
It all falls on my umbrella though.
Have your wife do your tour reviews on the channel.
So
Like,
my
what is
wife,
this?
I don't know.
I actually was just talking to her today because my family all wants us to start becoming like a YouTube family, and I'm like, so. But anyway, so we went on this vacation and for our anniversary. We went up to the local mountains and like I filmed it like the whole weekend. I filmed different things, and I've just been sitting on the footage for like 2.5 months now. And I told my wife the other day, I was like, it's getting irrelevant. Like it's been so long. Like I said I should just show you how to edit. Like I'm just going to show her how to edit and then let her do it. But I don't think she was too keen about
It's
that.
gonna be like one of those famous YouTube families. It's gonna be cool.
Whatever, man.
You ruin your whole family doing that.
I'm be like Roman Atwood and then have to hire police to sit out in front of my house. You guys know who that is? He's like a YouTuber.
Demolition Ranch guy.
Oh, Matt Carricker. I like him. That's another YouTube channel I watch all the time.
What's inside?
Family?
Oh yeah, the
No.
What's Inside family.
What's inside? I kind of got burnt out on, especially when he did that house tour where he was building.
Yeah, I
I
would be
was
so
so over
embarrassed to
that.
show that. It's like, look how good I'm living because you
Yeah.
guys watch my videos. That's a
Well, the whole house,
multi-million-dollar
like,
house.
I didn't notice it. The whole house was paid for because it was all advertisements. He's like, "Oh yeah, and we got this stereo," and he like lists all the stuff. And
I would be embarrassed. I'd be afraid to show that off to people would think you're better. You're just being a punk. So I don't know.
I was getting pissed off at his videos when he would like buy something awesome that nobody can afford. Or
Mhm.
What about when he
like cut it in half or break it? And it's like,
What about with his Tesla thing? Like he started advertising how he had like a Tesla offer code. And so he told all of his viewers, he's like, hey, if you guys use my offer code, I get credit. Dude had like 3 free Teslas worth of credit because so many people bought Teslas with his codes. And it's like, holy crap.
did we start an offer code on our channel, Chris? Because I'd like a Tesla.
Yeah, I'd like to. even like a little toy one, I'd settle for that.
We could have Elon Musk on. I'm gonna start working on that, guys.
Send him
Ooh,
an
there you
email.
go.
Get on it.
Him and Clive, that'd be our 2 top dogs right there.
We could be his tax deduction. I lost $3 million talking to these guys.
You walk around my house, be look, with my YouTube money, I bought this brand new pair of socks.
Pro C, this answers a lot of questions. He said, I don't know if I missed stuff, but he said that the unit had a piercing valve on it.
Oh God!
That explains, get rid of the piercing valve. Get rid
Shit
of the
can
piercing
it.
valve. Just get the refrigerant out of it, braze in fittings, and start over.
I mean, the only time I would never leave a piercing valve on anything. I've used piercing valves when it's something that you have to like reclaim out, but then you pull it off because it's just like that little rubber thing that's freaking holding it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't ever do this, but I have a genuine question, and I don't remember this. Okay, so I'm not advocating for anything like this, but when you have 10 ounces of refrigerant and you put a recovery machine on there, you're only gonna get like 2 ounces because half of it's gonna be stuck in the recovery machine.
So what Chris is saying, put the hose up to your mouth and just suck really hard.
But what is de minimis loss when it comes to a charge that low that when I hook up a recovery machine, it's all going to be stuck in the machine? There's not
sure the EPA would be like, yeah, you're supposed to use that to clean the condensing coil.
Do you remember again, maybe I'm dating myself, but do you remember like the books studying for your EPA license and they showed the bags that you filled up? You would go to the domestic refrigerator and you'd put a bag on it and fill up the bag with refrigerant, and then what were you supposed to take that outside?
Sears actually would have you bring that back and they would reclaim it at the store.
Out of a bag. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You take it back to the supply house.
Because I never seen it before, and I'm like, really? I mean, that's kind of interesting. So yeah.
See, I would take a bunch of those and just fill them with helium, and then take them to the supply house. Be like, I got all these; they're floating for some reason. None of my stuff works.
I don't think anybody wants to find out what's truly de minimis, though. I mean, if you remember the test question, how many inches of vacuum are you supposed to pull the system into when you're evacuating it? It's not just pull it down to 0. You're actually supposed to pull it into a vacuum.
Well, that's why on the field piece vacuum pump, that's actually why they made it. It has auto shut off. So on the field piece pump, if you let it go to the first time, I think it pulls down to -10 and shuts off. And then if you push it again, it pulls down to -15 and automatically shuts off, which I think gets you to that EPA, whatever. I don't remember half that.
None of us remember, so we ain't saying nothing here, are we? No.
I'm gonna tell you a story too that this didn't happen to me, but most of the supply houses in my area, when you would go take your EPA test, they would just hand you the answers and the test, and then tell you to bring back the answers when you were done. So
Nice.
Wow.
That's a rumor that I heard from some people. So
Yeah, right. That's how they do it in California.
California.
All right. Well, hey, Rick, I got to jump off here.
I was gonna say, is that your house? I hear all the kids going.
No,
No, that's my house. You actually, oh, you do hear that, huh?
Yeah.
no, but I do have one little one that it's causing issue.
Oh boy, you have to smack the bean burrito.
Then I got to get up at freaking. What time I gotta
How
get
was
up
that cornfield?
tomorrow. Wasn't bad. I downloaded the map.
That's cheating.
It's like, hey man, you want me to figure this thing out? I'm gonna do dramatic.
Lovely. Well, go take care of your kids, man. I appreciate you
Yeah,
stopping
figure it out.
in.
Hey, you guys have a good night, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you Friday. Well, now that the life of the party's gone.
Yeah, no shit. Everything's went kablunk.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a new phone. I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not. It's a little too big. It's one of those Note phones.
Which
That's
one?
what I got.
The 20?
Yeah, the 20. It's really big.
Yeah. Well,
How big is it?
Bigger's better.
Well, I have a S10 and it's bigger than the S10. So, I mean, it sticks up quite a bit bigger. So,
It's just a little bigger than my Note 9.
but I don't know. I don't know. It won't fit in my, I have a gimbal that I don't ever use, but I have a gimbal and it won't fit in the gimbal. And then also,
Buy a new phone or buy a new gimbal. Let's be honest.
Or GoPro. GoPro.
oh, I'm not going GoPro. I bought this phone just purely for the videos because I want to just do video stuff on it. So I'm gonna keep it, but I don't know. I was just a little frustrated.
Beating up my phones, and it's like I don't want to buy like the OtterBox cases because it makes like a big phone twice the size, right? So I just want to get a smaller phone so I could have an OtterBox, throw my phone around, not worry about it. You know,
I keep otter boxes on mine, but
Mine broke with the OtterBox.
I don't want to put it on my belt buckle.
I don't keep it in my belt buckle. I wear it goes in my cargo pocket.
Yep. Outside pocket pants.
Yep, left
Works-
side cargo pockets where my phone
Same.
goes, so
Works out great. Gotta watch it when I'm mowing the yard, though. Sometimes it'll pop out. Center
no,
bouncing
I gotta
along.
be careful when I'm laying on restaurant floors because sometimes I'll lay on that side and then
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
my phone's there. I gotta pull it out and put it up on the counter.
I cracked my screen because I laid it up beside a pop machine or whatever, and it literally just fell over on its face, and there was a little stone on the ground. Shattered the screen.
Yeah,
that
knock
was
on
right
wood,
after I
man.
got it.
I've dropped my phone a ridiculous amount of times, and
I really want to get that. I don't know if you saw it. I think Verizon's the only one who has it, but the new Razor.
I haven't seen it.
It is. It's. I mean, it's like it basically it looks like a whatever, like a regular smartphone. Like the whole thing's a screen, but it folds, and there's
Ooh.
an outside screen.
Watch Zach's channel. What is it?
Jerry rig. Everything.
Jerry rig everything. He tore them all apart and he cracked the screen, did all kinds of crap to it.
I saw when he did the like the Samsung Fold or whatever. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see the.
I thought he did a razor too, though, didn't he?
Let me investigate. I don't know. He hasn't, because I'm looking at the Razor now, and I've not seen him do that yet.
Motorola's really lost the market on phones, though.
HVACJ says iPhone or nothing. Adam and I have these conversations about Apple products or no Apple products. I'm not an Apple fan. I used to be an Apple fanboy. Used to have a MacBook, and my wife had iPhones. And the problems that I ran into with iPhones and Apple products was I didn't quite understand how to use them. Like, they were very powerful and they did well. They're very reliable, but you can ask me a question on a Windows PC, and even if I don't know how to fix it, I can usually fix it. Like, I can figure it out. But on the Apple stuff, I just struggled and I got frustrated, and I finally just like banned all Apple devices in my house. My daughter actually hates me for it right now because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she's like, I want an iPhone. I was like, no, not happening. Like, no iPhones.
Yeah, you can't expand the memory. You can't just drop an MP3 on it. You got to go through their freaking software. That shit sucks.
In the beginning too, with the invoicing software and different things like that, again, I'm dating myself, but in the early mid 2000s, none of the softwares were written for Apple. So it was just frustrating. Like, you would have an iPhone and it's like, oh yeah, that software won't work, or that invoicing program won't work on my phone. And it's funny though, because now on the flip side, there's more software written for Apple than there is for Android. So
But it is really nice that you could upgrade or change your memory on a Android device, right? Like, I mean, my phone right now, I have 256 freaking micro SD cards in there. Can't with an Apple. Throw that.
Well, we have on all of my phones, I have memory card slots. I can put a 1 terabyte memory card in this, and then so that's what I do with my videos. Like
my phone maxed out though. Like my phone said, don't use the 256, but like I put it in and it works, so I just kept it. It's like it's two because I have the Note 8, and I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I got 256 in mine. I had the Note 9. My kid's saying he's the expert here.
So Zach did a 2020 Moto Razor durability test 8 months ago, and then he did his teardown test 7 months ago.
He's only got 1.7 million views. Oh, that is low.
Teardown videos. I need
4.5 million beside it on the Galaxy S20.
Yeah. So he has reviewed that phone, but it seems like for the most part, anything that folds,
Got
he doesn't really like.
6.2 million subscribers. It makes you feel big, don't it?
Ethan, what did you upgrade to?
He's upgraded to the same one. I got the Note 20 Ultra. That's what I got to, Ethan.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's nice so far. I mean, I've only used it. I'm still trying to set up all my crap on it and figure out.
He probably didn't pay for it though. He got it for free. He works for.
That's the thing. Like, how do you get to that point? Like, there's a big stepping stone that we need to hit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, my wife was trying to compare overtime to different YouTubers, and like, don't do that.
You can't. We're talking about small stuff. I mean, there's not as many people of us out there.
She said you did so. You said you did so good on Friday, though. Like, yeah, we had like 180 in there at one point, but like compared to like these big dogs.
Ooh, Ethan, yeah, go for it. Send it to him.
What's that?
I'll send a link to Ethan, see if he wants to try to come in here.
Honestly, I think that as far as like HVAC YouTube channels go, I think like realistically, it's going to cap out right at about 100K. I think it's about the max you can do on an HVAC YouTube channel to it being relevant to the HVAC community. I don't think you're going to get any bigger than that. I just don't. I mean, once you get past like you get to the that level, you start to realize there's people that aren't HVAC watching your stuff.
Correct.
So
I know.
But I mean, it's fine. It is.
I mean, I assume that, even you said it, you've got crap loads that aren't even in the field, but they're just curious, but they're somewhat related. They might be electricians or they might be an engineer.
There's some really good ones. I've been getting a lot of feedback. Like Friday, I got an email from someone saying that he got into the trade 2 years ago because he was watching my videos. And I'm like, dude, that's really cool. And now he's working supermarket stuff. Like, that's really cool to think about that. So
you better have his good mic on, but I bet he don't.
No, he's using his cell phone. He looks like a pervert.
I know. He I don't know why he does that.
I do have some beef though with Verizon I got beef with Samsung because they didn't include the damn headset with this phone. So because this doesn't have a headphone jack, you got to use those USB-C plug-in things. So that sucked.
Speak.
Howdy. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, the new Samsung devices don't come with the USB-C to 3.5 millimeter jack, but they used to back when they first took it off on I believe it was the Note 8 or no, Note 9 was the first time they took it off.
So my wife, I just got her a Note 20. I mean, not a Note, S20 or whatever, just the normal phone. Yeah, and that one came with the headphones. But I mean, not with the headphone jack, but with the USB-C headphone microphone thing.
Yeah, the AKG headphones, and they now that the Note 20 has also came with those same headphones. I believe, is that right? Did you get yours?
Mine didn't. No, it didn't come with them. And I got my daughter. I got on promo. I got my daughter the S20 like cheap version, and that didn't come with the headphones either.
Right. So AKG and Samsung have parted ways because they had a link together. Yeah. Apple is doing something very interesting. They're not going to be shipping a charging cable with their newest phone. No, I kid you not. And their reasoning is for environmental purposes because they're so dear to your heart, loving the environment.
Yeah,
it'll be sold separately.
You know how much money they're going to saving them by not shipping that crap?
I mean, all these companies are ripping everyone off. No headphones anymore. No freaking charging cables. It's BS.
Yeah.
Well, Apple was the one. They realized about 4 or 5 years ago. I remember reading a thing like they realized that the money was actually in the accessories, and Apple's really been fighting about people. I mean, if Apple had their way, it'd be illegal for everybody to make accessories for their phone.
Apple does like they're charging.
Well, now they do. I'm saying, but they were really fighting that in the beginning.
Like, well, a reason why they were making so much money too is because their charging cables always sucked ass.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely. Their lightning port cable is the worst engineered product ever. It breaks all the time. It's fragile, but they make so much money. It's only cents to make that charger. They sell them for $20.
Yeah. I just ordered. I had to order 2 of those AKG, whatever AKC headphones or whatever last night. I just ordered 2 separate ones because I used my wife's that came with her phone, and it's actually a decent little microphone. It works okay. So,
Yep.
It is funny that the Apple chargers they always fray and go bad, but Samsung chargers they don't. They work out well. You know,
I specifically only buy Samsung chargers too. Like when it comes to, I'll buy the actual Samsung branded fast chargers, the little blocks and everything, and we have a bunch of those around the house because I find that they last longer.
Right.
Maybe in my head, but
USB-C can charge at a faster amperage than a lightning port. Lightning port is configured just at 2.4 amps max. And then USB-C can go up to 3 amps, but that's only with USB-C to C, which is what you got in your phone case for fast charging.
Yeah, that's right. And they have their new fast charger. It's called a super fast charger.
Yeah. They changed the wording at the bottom if you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that upgrade, Chris, from the road when if you sent in like $20, they gave you a little package deal with your mixer to they gave you a battery, they gave you freaking all these little gizmos here for your mics and stuff like that. Did you get any of that?
No, I see that you can buy that stuff, but I haven't even done I think I've done one software upgrade since I bought this. I'd have no interest in upgrading it because it works. So.
For $20, they gave me this Rave Power. This big monster here. I mean, this thing is huge. It is 26,800 milliamp, 30 watt, 3-port. I can run this mixer for like 4 or 5 hours with this stupid thing.
Really?
For $20, they sent me this. They sent me the little gizmos here for the mic to identify, which was no big deal. But they sent me, they got me the C to C, and what else did they give me?
There was like 3 or 4 different additional like cables in there.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I mean, and I haven't used it yet.
And it does run the mixer because we tried it.
Yeah, just for giggles, we just plugged it in.
What was the total milliamp hours on that guy?
26,000.
Oh, jeez.
He needs his glasses.
I'm getting old.
So let me ask you guys, HVACR Plus Investments said something in the chat. He says he left the field and took a director position 6 years ago. Do you guys think you could ever get out of the field and take like a supervisor position or a director position, like be a desk jockey?
Yeah, I think I could. I mean, I don't know if like a straight desk jockey, like just sitting at a desk, but like, I don't know. There's like after like a week like I had last week, I'm like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like I'm killing myself. I just need help or do something, you know?
Yeah, I've thought about this, like, hey, become a facilities director for a restaurant chain or something like that. But I feel like I would freak out having to deal with contractors and not being able to go there and just fix the problems when I'm, battling someone on the phone. Like, dude, why can't you figure this out? Like I just go places and figure
Are you special kind of stupid? Have you checked this yet? I ain't giving you no more money. You should have figured that out an hour and a half ago. Pack your shit up and leave.
Wouldn't it be cool to
fire everybody?
The head like tech support dude for like a supply house or something like that, where it was your job when everyone else can't fix it to go out there and try to help them walk them through it or whatever. That would be awesome. Yeah. You're just like walking into these. Even
that job, I've talked to a couple guys, kind of like what Ralph does. Like he's or Billy Noth does it too, where he's like a tech support guy. I've talked to some of those guys and I listen to the stories they tell, and they can't fire contractors. So like when they have contractors that just abuse them, but they're great purchasers, like they have to just deal with their bull crap. I can't deal with stupid. So I wouldn't be able to handle that job.
All right, you've gone into my realm, so I'm gonna leave you guys.
Bye, Felicia.
So I belong in a data center where I work by myself and don't work with other people. That does sound about right. Like where I don't have to deal with other humans. Yeah.
I've done the service manager thing. It was okay, but I also had to run calls, so I only stayed in the office for a few hours. But I'm a service guy. I'm not. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Did it for 8 years. Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather be a service guy. Now, as I get older and can't walk and everything else, maybe then I'll do schooling. But by that time, they'll probably shut the college down. I'm surprised it's still going for the HVAC. But yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to retire on Social Security disability, so someone's got to keep working.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of fun to teach at a college or a trade school, but I like Chris, you've said in the past, like the pay just is not there,
It's really low.
The technicians are almost going to make more money than you the first year they get out of school.
Yeah. The money I'm hearing they're making now is already crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to teach. I do like to teach. I like to help other students and stuff. I've done a lot of stuff at our local community college through organizations I'm part of, but the pay is just not there. And then the bureaucracy, I can't deal with that. I got so frustrated when at the beginning of COVID, one of our local teachers called me to ask, because he knew I had like an internet presence. And he's like, hey, we're going online. None of us teachers, we're all like in our 60s. We don't even know how to use computers. Like, how about you become an online teacher? He's like, you don't have to come to school. You just go online and And I said, cool. And we got down to talking about it. And he goes, okay, so you got your associate's degree, right? And I go, no. He's like, you don't have a degree? And I go, no. And he goes, oh, you can't work here. And I go, come on, dude. Like, for real? Nope, can't work here. You got to have an associate's degree. Go pound sand. Like, that's dumb. They
wanted me to make a cover letter when we were talking about me starting to teach for the local community college here.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you got to come up with a resume and a cover letter. I started doing it, and then I emailed the guy. I'm like, screw this crap. There's no way. I've never done this in my life, and I'm not going to start now. No way am I doing this right now.
Yeah.
Pepsi Cola. Have you came up on a direct fire to make up your unit that was putting out so much carbon monoxide?
Well, they inevitably, direct fire puts out.
It's going right into the building, so you should be sucking it right back out.
Into the building. Now, whether or not it's carbon monoxide, if it's putting out carbon monoxide, then you have issues with your flame. You've got issues going on there. But you are putting, toxic gases into the building 24/7. That's why they have to be interlinked with exhaust fans and stuff like that. So that way they pull everything out that they put into the building.
They burn pretty clean. So
they should. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't had nothing real dirty like that.
Either you have a really good mic or you have really bad hearing. One or the other. I don't know which one it is.
Both.
I can hear, sort of.
Because as soon as you took your headphones off, I'm like, echo.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying now. I got it cranked. You guys are coming through super loud compared to me. I can barely hear myself.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
All the way, though, so.
Well, I can go higher, but I'm afraid I'm peaking out. And I've heard in the past where I've overmodulated and then it sounds like hell, and I don't want that. So I've got it to where I'm just tapping the max, but I don't know how accurate those gauges are on the StreamYard. So I haven't done that, but yeah.
So interesting. People are talking about Tesla. I think that there's a, I almost think it's like a fad or almost a phenomenon right now, because they are amazing and he is revolutionizing things, but like the business in general isn't doing that great, but yet the stock prices are insane right now and they're just doing so well.
They make some cheap versions of it. You don't have to spend $1 million. I think you can get something in the high 30s.
Well, now his next thing is he's going to come out with a compact that's going to be in the low 20s.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he keeps hinting towards he's going to revolutionize the residential air conditioning system, but I've yet to see it happen. But
I think
he's all talk.
Why he's not making a lot. They're reinvesting all the money that's coming in, right? Like you always see them. Oh, we have a giga farm or factory, whatever. Yeah. They're building all this stuff. So like that's the same thing that Amazon does. That's why Amazon doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah, Amazon hasn't really created or made any profits really.
Right. Yeah. They're building. They have all these trucks out there and all these 747s. They have their own airline, right?
Yeah.
All these distribution centers. So they're not paying taxes, but they're spending billions of dollars a year. So
I'd rather spend money back into my business than pay it out in taxes.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
that makes sense.
When I was thinking about when I bought this phone yesterday, I'm like, do I really need another phone? And I go, but you know what? F the government. I'm going to buy it because then that's money I don't got to give to them. So
$100 million, man. You got to spend some of it.
100 million. If I had 100 million, I just live off the interest, man.
Seriously, I don't know how like Elon Musk, he has to work like 23 out of 24 hours a day. And I when you get to that level of success, what's the drive to make you want to continue? Yeah.
Well, the drive, I would imagine for someone who's almost like, I would consider him to be kind of, would you say he's like a narcissist? Like,
I think he's alien.
but I would say that the accomplishments are more than revenues and different things like that. Like, I'm going to make a space program. Boom, he did it. Okay. Now I'm going to send a car to the moon. Like, I think it's just accomplishments. I'm going to send a car to Mars. Like, they just said the car made it to Mars now.
And he does it. One thing he doesn't do is try to impress people.
No, but I just think that he has a goal and he's just like, boom.
He wants to do something. He does it. I remember I was watching an interview when he made that flamethrower, the Boring Company flamethrower. Yeah. And somebody's like, Joe Rogan, I think it was. He's like, do you think this is a good idea for you to make this and to sell it? He's like, oh, no, it's a terrible idea. I don't think anyone should buy it. So please don't buy it. Don't buy it. And it sold out in like 10 seconds or something like that. And then, and that was another thing about the Cybertruck. He's like, I want to make a Mad Max style truck. And everyone's like, it's a stupid design. And he's like, I don't care. I mean, whatever. I mean, I think it's cool. And Jay Leno said to him, he's like, why would you need a bulletproof truck? And he's like, well, why would you not want a bulletproof truck?
Yeah.
He's just preparing for, the apocalypse.
Maybe he wants to be president next,
I think he's out of touch with reality. And I think he's basically unstoppable in a way. Like he's just like, why not? Like, I'm just going to do it because I can. Do we need it? No. But I don't know. It's interesting. But who am I to judge? So.
True. Is what it is.
Is what it is.
I
would say that he is a modern day P.T. Barnum. That's right. Yes, he is. Did you guys ever see The Greatest Showman?
Yeah.
About P.T. Barnum? I really like that. I like musicals.
I've been meaning to see that, but never got around to it.
Good movie, but you got to like musicals, but that's a fun one.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that? Roofers at one time. Is there anything in the chat that we've missed? Because I haven't been watching super close.
Tesla.
Lots of Tesla.
You guys, I said this. I didn't tell you this, Rick, but if you guys haven't already, you guys need to watch the History Channel documentary called "The Men Who Built America."
Oh, that's an awesome show.
Dude,
did it.
I'm rewatching it right now, and I'm like,
I love it.
Absolutely blown away with the way that those men, right, the 6 men that basically built America, just basically toyed with each other and created the first, the second, the third depressions, killed people. Like, it's insane. Like what they did just because they could. They were so rich. They were like, hey, we're just going to shut down all the oil. Like, why not? Let's do it. This guy pissed me off. I'm going to shut down the trains today. The whole country.
JP Morgan, Carnegie. Yep. Yeah. It was badass. I loved it.
Very interesting.
When you see the dynamic between Edison and Tesla and Westinghouse, and you realize that, like, oh my gosh, like Edison took credit for everything that was Tesla's design, everything.
Does that sound like Microsoft?
Yeah, everything.
He hasn't designed anything. The mouse he bought from IBM, freaking everything he bought or stole off somebody else.
But that documentary, man, you guys got to watch that. Amazing.
As our computer shuts down. You son of a... Denied. So, yeah.
Let's see.
You find something
are
there,
they
bud?
Really are they doing a Women That Built America? Or is that just high hopes?
Speaking of Women Who Built America, what's the one about the girls in the space program? The 4 or 5 black ladies. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah.
That is a great movie.
Where no one really knew who they were.
They were the mathematicians that launched the first space program.
That was bad. I love that. That was cool.
That was an awesome movie. I can't think of the name of that one, but that was a great movie. And that was
I'm trying to remember.
And like how they were just the series. I mean, we're so privileged. We don't know anything about how horrible some of the stuff was, but like in that movie when she had to take a leak and she had to walk all the way across the campus because she couldn't use the bathroom with the white people, and it was just like, oh my gosh, horrible stuff. But yeah, that movie was great.
Here we go. I did a quick search. Where's it at? I was hoping it would pop up here real quick. The true story of Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Got it. Yeah, that was really a cool freaking movie. Yeah. Luckily, that was a time that we weren't really alive when it was like that. I mean, there was some still left, but nothing
Yeah.
like that. And to think what we consider racism now compared to that then, that there was just, wow. It's a bunch of crap. I mean, it just to think that you're just a different color of me and how I'm gonna treat you like a total piece of shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what's so hard about just treating someone based off how they act.
I'm so thankful that I can probably say this. I would assume safely say about your guys' kids too, but like my kids don't even know what racism is. They don't even have an idea what it is. Like they're just like, what? People actually did that to people, but they don't understand the concept of, judging someone because of whatever.
I think some of the political marketeers are purposely driving the race wars because it is going away. Because, I mean, my kids had mixed friends and stuff like that and things like that, and they didn't know nothing about it. They ain't heard none of that crap. So, I mean, it's like none of them don't see anything. They don't care one way or the other. I mean, my daughter's dating a Mexican kid. I could care less. He's half, but I mean, I don't give a crap. I mean, as long as he treats her right, whatever.
All you're concerned about is that he's not a dumbass. That's all.
Yeah, and that he works and he takes care of her and treats her right. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If not, then he might disappear. So I mean, but is what it is. Yeah.
Thanks,
I told
babe.
that to my daughter.
Yeah.
I told that to my daughter. I don't care. Just as long as I told her, and she was like so embarrassed. She thought I was joking. I go, but he has to come meet me, and we're gonna go have a talk. And she's like, "What? No." And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, she's 14, so she don't got boyfriends right now. But I just told her. She's like, "No, you're not."
You don't think she does?
I said, "Yeah, dude. My kid is stuck at home. She ain't got nothing going on."
Oh, shoot, man. Don't you remember back when we were in junior high? Shoot, we didn't even have cell phones or nothing. Now they've got the internet. Shoot. Yeah, you're one of those denial parents.
Nope, she don't even get to take her cell phone into her room. So, crazy parents. Our kids, the cell phone gets left in our bedroom every night.
Wow, crack the whip.
Wow.
Crack the whip, Chris,
And,
man.
the parental supervision app on our thing controls what they do and how much screen time they have on their phones. We're those asshole parents. So
I was
our
going to
kids
say,
are going to
Ethan,
rebel.
I hope Ethan is listening to that because I look like, Mother Teresa compared to that.
Yep.
I don't know. Some of the stories I got told later, a Game Boy being used for things that you would never figure
my
could be used.
gosh.
Black and white Game Boy. I'm like, you did what with that? I had no clue you could surf the internet with that thing. It was like pixelated, and yet he used it for watching things on YouTube,
when I was growing
or
up,
TV, whatever.
Again, I was at the beginning of the internet, but like I didn't have literally the AOL password until I was like 17.
Jeez.
I had to ask my mom to log onto the internet.
I just remember so mad when I was younger. Like, this was probably high school, maybe a little bit before high school, when AOL was starting to take over. But like, you remember, like after you would get home from school, you spend freaking a half hour, 45 minutes trying to get on because the busy signal keeps coming up. You finally get on, and then like your mom or your brother or sister picks up the phone and kicks you off. You're like, "What are you doing?"
I had it figured out because that's right around the time Napster. And so I just basically took control of the computer and then would make a big queue and then go to bed and then wake up in the morning and 4 of those songs got downloaded, and then throw them onto a CD and then deal with it later.
Oh, yeah.
Or did you use ICQ for your messaging?
I had that.
I never used ICQ. I had Messenger. Yeah, or instant AOL AIM, instant messenger. That's right. So
I had all the little things you could send your friend, take control of their computer and crash their computer. I had that.
I wasn't that smart.
I wasn't either. The program did the work. I just sent it to them. Hey, check out this picture. They open it up. And I'm like, hey, why are you looking at this? Hey, my screen just went blank.
Gave them a virus.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow, babe.
I know. But I controlled it,
Good
so
job.
it wasn't all bad. It was funny, though. Yeah.
Yep.
So don't open up pictures you get from work and email.
Yeah.
I don't open up anybody's, but yeah.
Nope. Well, I would say we should probably wrap this turd up and flush it.
Good. I need to go sit down with my wife for a little while.
Exactly. Be that wonderful dad and husband that you are and stuff. I mean, you can't beat that.
I know what Chris is going to be doing.
I need to go poopies.
Yep.
No, I went poopy this morning. I don't need to go again.
Everybody needed that. Everybody needed that. You didn't even give them the flush, man. What's up with that?
I'm looking for my flush.
You didn't organize it. You got to put the toilets, the flush, all that on the same
You got
page.
this all jacked up, sir.
Whatever. I went upstairs. Yeah, we're dealing with a right here.
Sounds like a
So
low flow toilet, man. Those things suck.
yeah, there was 3 different flushes available, so I picked the one that sounded the coolest. You know,
It had more bass in it.
yeah, but she wanted this. She goes, call that the evil laugh. I'm like, that's not the evil laugh. So yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
But I appreciate you guys coming in and stuff. I appreciate all the viewers out there that came in. If you guys would smash that thumbs up button, if you would, before you guys go out and slam the door. Yeah.
Send your Morse code.
Just in case they don't understand what I said, there's the Morse code version of it and stuff like that. So by all means, just smash that like button. And we will flush this turd right on down the stovepipe there. But I appreciate you guys coming in. You make it real and exciting as usual. So thank you so much for coming in.
Cool. See you guys later.
All right, man. Thank you. See ya. Well, viewers, like I said, if you please hit that like button. Just check out the new video I released yesterday. I may try to dump another boiler video, as much as I know those aren't as exciting to most of the country because you guys don't work on boilers as much as what we might up here. But I'm probably going to dump that. But like I said, thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate it. So wrap it up.
Finito. See the door, use it.
Till next time, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
You moved my thing again. You always crash it. Why you got to crash? I'm still trying to go up there.
I'm trying
End it. Just end it. Kill it.
I lost my mouse.
Kill it.